In this video, I'm going to cover the topic of slope under equation of a line. Any equation will be a straight line on the graph. Slope will give you the steepness of this line. So there are three ways of finding slope. The first way is when theta is given. Theta will be referred to as inclination. The second one is when two coordinates are given. And the third one is when an equation is given. So let's go through each type. First one, when theta is given. So if theta is given, then in this case, you will find the slope by using m is equal to tan theta. For example, if theta is equal to 45 degree, then m is equal to tan 45, which is equal to 1. In case if theta is equal to 30 degree, then m will become tan 30, which is equal to 1 by root 3. Similarly, if inclination is 60 degree, then m is equal to tan 60, which is equal to root 3. The second is when two coordinates are given. In case if two coordinates are given, then you can find m is equal to y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. Example, 2 comma minus 3 and 5 comma 6. So in this case, let me take the first coordinate as x1 y1, x2 y2. So m is equal to y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1, which will be equal to 6 plus 3 by 5 minus 2 is equal to 9 by 3. Divide it, you get 3. So the slope is 3. Now try solving the following questions. Once you're done, you can resume the video. So the answer for the first one will be m is equal to y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1, which is equal to 6 minus 4 by 0 plus 2 equal to 2 by 2 equal to 1. For the second one, again x1 y1 x2 y2. So m is y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1 equal to 5 plus 3 by minus 2 minus 0. So equal to 8 by minus 2 equal to minus 4. So try the following question. Find x if the slope of the line joining x comma 2 and 8 comma minus 11 is minus 3 comma 4. So let's take this coordinate as x1 y1 x2 y2, and then they have given the slope. So m is equal to minus 3 by 4. So what we can do, the formula for slope if two coordinates are given, y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1 equal to minus 3 by 4. So y2 will be minus 11 minus 2 and x2 will be 8 minus x is equal to minus 3 by 4. So minus 13 by 8 minus x is equal to minus 3 by 4. You can cancel this minus, cross multiply it. So you'll get here 3 8s are 24 minus 3x is equal to 52. So minus 3x is equal to 28. X is equal to minus 28 by 3. Now, the third way to find slope is when an equation is given. So for example, let's say 3x plus 4y plus 7 is equal to 0. So in case if an equation is given, you can find the slope by using m is equal to minus coefficient of x by coefficient of y. So if you look over here, coefficient of x will be 3 and coefficient of y will be plus 4. So which is equal to minus 3 by 4. Another example, let's say we have this situation, 4y is equal to 3x plus 6. So in this kind of situation, first what you do is you shift everything towards the left. So you'll get here minus 3x plus 4y plus minus 6 is equal to 0. So in this case, m is equal to again minus coefficient of x by coefficient of y. So which is equal to minus coefficient of x is minus 3 and coefficient of y is plus 4. so which will become 3 by 4. Now try the following questions. Once you're done, resume the video. So in the first case, slope is equal to minus coefficient of x by coefficient of y, which is equal to 3 by 2. In the second case, m is equal to minus coefficient of x, that is 2, and minus coefficient of y, that is minus 1, which is equal to 2. Even in case of fractions also, you can do the same way. So in this case, m is equal to minus coefficient of x, that is 1 by 3, divided by minus 2. So if you simplify this, you'll get 1 by 6. There are two properties of slope. The first one is when the lines are parallel to each other. So if you take one line, L1 and L2 are parallel to each other, then in this case, if you take the slope of L1 as m1 and the slope of L2 as m2, then both are equal. So this is a condition when the lines are parallel to each other. The second condition is when the lines are perpendicular to each other. So let's take this as L1, then L2, and if they are perpendicular to each other, then in that case, m1 into m2 is equal to minus 1. That is when they are perpendicular to each other. Try to solve these problems on your own. If you are not able to solve, then have a look at the video. So the line passing through 0, 2 and minus 3, 1. So what we can do is we can take this as m1, slope as m1, and in the second case we can take it as m2. So if we take m1 is equal to, we can y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1, which is equal to, so if we take this x1 y1, x2 y2, you'll get this as minus 1 minus 2 minus 3 0. So you'll get minus 3 by minus 3, which is equal to 1. And m2 will become y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. So in this case, a minus 5 by 4 plus 1 equal to a minus 5 by 5. So since they are parallel to each other, m1 is equal to m2. So 1 is equal to a minus 5 by 5. If you cross multiply, a minus 5 is equal to 5, a is equal to 10. So the line passing through minus 4, 2 and 2, minus 3 is perpendicular to the line passing through a, 5 and 2, minus 1. So we can take this as x1, y1, x2, y2, and in the same case, we'll take this as x1, y1, x2, y2. So let's say the slope of this is m1 and the slope of this one is, these two are m2. So m1 is equal to y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1 equal to minus 3, minus 2 by 2 plus 4 equal to minus 5 by 6. And m2 is equal to minus 1 minus 5 by 2 minus a. So minus 6 by 2 minus a. Now in this case, both are perpendicular to each other. So m1 into m2 is equal to minus 1. So minus 5 by 6 into minus 6 by 2 minus a is equal to minus 1. So 6 and 6 you can cancel. Minus 1 into minus 5 will become plus 5 equal to, let's cross multiply this. So minus 1 into 2 minus a. So 5 is equal to minus 2 plus a is equal to 7. Try the following questions on your own now. In question number 4, they have given equation. So like I've already told you how to find the slope if equation is given. So in case if equation is given, you can find the slope by using m is equal to minus coefficient of x by coefficient of y, which is equal to minus coefficient of x, that is 4, and coefficient of y is 3. Similarly, for the second equation, px minus 6y plus 3 is equal to 0. So in this case, m2 will become minus coefficient of x, that will be p, and minus coefficient of y minus 6. So which is equal to p by 6. And since they are parallel to each other, m1 is equal to m2. So minus 4 by 3 is equal to p by 6. If we cross multiply, p is equal to minus 4 into 6 by 3. Simplify it, you get minus 8. Now let's try question number 5. So slope of m1 will be minus coefficient of x by coefficient of y, which is equal to 5 by 3. And slope of m2 will be minus coefficient of x by coefficient of y, 6 by p. Since they are perpendicular to each other, m1 into m2 is equal to minus 1. So 5 by 3 into 6 by p is equal to minus 1. 3 2s are 10, 10 by p equal to minus 1. So p is equal to minus 10. Try question number 6. In this question you have AB is perpendicular to the line. So in case of AB, they have given two coordinates. So how do you find the slope if two coordinates are given? So m is equal to y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. So y2 will be b minus 3 by 4 plus 2. So b minus 3 by 6. And in case of equation, how do we find? So minus coefficient of x. So minus coefficient of x, that is 2, and coefficient of y minus 4, which is equal to 1 by 2. And since they are perpendicular to each other, m1 into m2 is equal to minus 1. So m1 will be b minus 3 by 6 into 1 by 2 is equal to minus 1. So multiply these two. So b minus 3 by 12 is equal to minus 1. Cross multiply, b minus 3 is equal to minus 12, b is equal to minus 9. Now, in case in a question they mention the word collinear. So what you can do is you can take this as A, B and C. So collinears are basically 3 points which lie on the same line. So let's say this is A, B, C. So in such cases, what you can do is you can write slope of AB is equal to slope of BC. So slope of AB will be x1, y1, x2, y2. So in this case, it will become minus 1 minus 2 by 2 plus 3, which is equal to slope of BC. Again, slope of BC, we'll take this as x1, y1, x2, y2. So in that case, so 4 plus 1 by a minus 2. So minus 3 by 5, which is equal to 5 by a minus 2. Let's cross multiply. So minus 3a plus 6 is equal to 25. So minus 3a is equal to 19. A is equal to minus 19 by 3.